Three, two, one. We are live.
All right, DOMKNO MMA. So today we're going to be going over UFC 269, the card, and kind of our picks that we're going to be using for our parlays on MyBookie. So let's get it going. Let's start from bottom up. So starting with OMalley versus Piva. Okay. Do you want to start with them, or you want me to go for it?
You let me know your pick, and I'll let you know my pick, and we'll go from there.
All right. So I'm picking OMalley for this one. It's going to be my first pick of the night. Who do you pick?
I agree. I got OMalley, but I got him by a second round KO. I don't think that Paiva is going to be able to push that pace on him. I feel like OMalley's going to be patient, look for an opening, and he's going to put him out pretty quick.
All right, I would agree. Both of them are stand-up fighters. If I go over like a little bit of their stats, so basically, Paiva's real durable. In his last fight, he fought Kyler Phillips, which is Sean O'Malley's partner, like his training partner, and it kind of looks like he almost lost that fight. And in that fight, he landed 2 takedowns, and this is like one of his most takedowns in any fight. So basically, the reason why I see OMalley winning is because if he's not going to throw leg kicks, calf kicks, all these type of kicks, OMalley's going to be able to do his thing, stand up, box, and who's better than OMalley at boxing, maybe besides Peter Yan. In that fight, it's going to come up.
It's going to come. It's going to happen. It has to happen.
Yep.
The unranked champ.
That's basically my biggest conviction is no leg kicks. OMalley's going to win this standing up. Paiva's strong, though. I'm not going to count him out completely, but I just think OMalley's going to take that. His last fight landed 318 punches. I mean, out of 318, he landed 230. And then Paiva, on his last fight, threw 117 and landed 51. So, I mean, OMalley might come out and just put the pace on him.
And also from Paiva's last fight with Kyler, Paiva was fighting with his hands down a lot. He was getting caught a lot in the first round. So I think if he lets his guard down on OMalley, it's going to go out pretty quick.
All right, let's go to the next one then. So for the next fight, Kaikar France versus Cody Garbrandt. And with that one, I'm going to be taking Garbrandt coming down to 125, dropping 10 pounds. I think he's going to take that one.
I got to disagree. I think I'm going to go with Kai France on this one, specifically because, like you said earlier, like when we were discussing before the video, how Garbrandt's going down a weight. I don't think Garbrandt, I mean, he probably knows what he's getting himself into, but I feel like the smaller guys are a lot more durable. They get hit quick and get right back up, and that's what I see in the previous Francis fights. He gets knocked down, but he gets right back up quick. He's not dazed. As Cody Garbrandt, I feel like he has a delicate chin. If France catches him, I feel like it's going to be a wrap for Cody. That's why I could see that happening. Cody's known to have his chin is not that strong. So if Francis catches him, it'll be different the other way around. If he catches Francis, you never know. France might pop right back up from that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think this one's a little hard one for me too as well because basically Kaikar, Cody's been getting hit. He's been ducking, doing stuff and getting hit, and you just don't know what's going to happen. I would say with Cody, my biggest conviction in this one is also he's coming down a weight. This is his first, time coming down at 125. He's already bigger in the weigh-in today or the press conference. Basically, he looked a lot bigger than him. And also that little head movement, him getting caught and stuff, it's already been a couple camps with Mark Henry. He went and started training with some killers over there, some veterans. So he worked on that, and you've seen that in the Rafael Assunção fight. I mean, this one's a good one. So we'll see. Let me go over a little bit of their stats real quick. So they both have 10 KOs.
Yeah.
So Cody has 2 decisions. He's a former champ. And basically, Kaikar, my thing on the other side is he might be able to get that submission. He has some slick ground game. I think that would be his where I see it. If it did go and he won it, I would say a submission. Okay, let's go to the next one. So this one we actually thought was going to be off because of situation surrounding this fight. Geoff, Neal, and Ponzinibbio. Basically, you guys probably heard what happened. Neal got in trouble for a gun charge and also I think a DUI this 2 weeks ago, which kind of I think changed the landscape of the fight because before on DraftKings and MyBookie, they are actually having them even. And now I think it went up where Geoff Neal is now the underdog, which is a smart take that I'm going to take because I thought they were pretty even. And this, I don't have much to say about it, but they're pretty even and I don't got one to say for sure. I would say Neal though. And especially with that underdog, I'm going to take him.
Then hold up. Let me find a quote by Neal that made me think that he's ready for the fight.
No, it's not as serious as they make it out to be. It's not like I was like drunk off my ass, hungover, you know what I mean, just running the streets. You know, it was a one-time thing.
So I think I have faith on this one. I got Neal, especially because he's the underdog. It's gonna bump up those winnings a little more. I predict either a high head kick or a smooth right to the jaw is gonna catch him because his hands are always low. They're not up. They're low when he's fighting. He fights like this.
Yeah, yep, and he jumps dangerous. And he does knees, but that's a part of his game too. But yeah, I see the same thing. I see him. He's real out there, and I think Neal's just a real, stand still fighter, takes good shots, steps is real calm and patient with the stuff. So I could see that's why I'm picking Neal. We'll go to the next one. That one, you do your own research and look into it, but that one's a tough one. So the next one is a co-main championship fight. It's gonna be Nunes versus Pena. I'm gonna go with Nunes. I just can't see. I don't see no way. Besides like a lucky punch or some type of luckiness, maybe a ground submission. But I mean, that's not gonna happen on Nunes. She's a Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt. Basically, she's just on a different level right now. I don't have much to say. Juliana's a great fighter, but she's gonna take Amanda, and that's basically all I got to say.
Yeah, I know. Before we got on this chat, I was telling you, Pena does have some slight fast hands, but I think Nunes, she could slug it out. I was reviewing the Cyborg fight, even though that was long ago. Nunes cannot be dropped, as Pena keeps claiming she might be able to get it. I don't see it. Even if Pena's taking all the wrestling she could, Nunes just finds a way to get back up. Even in the craziest situations, Nunes always looks dominant. So I feel, I'm not going to say it's an easy one. I give Pena a 10 to 20% chance if she gets a lucky little catch in there, but I just don't see Amanda losing one round at all. I see Amanda dominating the fight, pushing the pace, when Pena is going to be the one that's going to have to be pushing the pace on Nunes. But, I feel like it's almost easy call for Nunes on this one. It's going to be a good night for Nunes.
I agree. So the next one, this is the main one. Dustin Poirier versus Oliveira for the championship fight. This one's a hard one. I know me and you were both kind of mixed up on it. We didn't know who to take.
Back and forth, always back and forth, because we review their history. They both have crazy fights. They both have fights worth watching, instant classics, because they're both durable. They both have grown so much through the years. Oliveira has had a good comeback, as well as Poirier. It just seems like it's been Poirier's best year so far. Like, he's just only getting better. And this is the one that's been the toughest to call. This is the one I keep thinking about, like, man, I don't know who I'm going to put my bet on, because one day it's Oliveira, another day it's Poirier.
And it sucks. It sucks because it's so hard to root for one or the other and not to see stuff, because you see, like, a lot of times you want to use what's going on in their life, what they got motivating them and whatnot. And both of them are both in a situation that they've come a long way, and it's like hard to pick between them. And just skill wise, they both, like, it's just really almost like a heavyweight fight. I don't know what's going to happen right there. And I'm gonna pick Dustin. And I did pick Oliveira originally. I'm going to tell you why Dustin, just because he's been tested. I know MMA math doesn't really make sense, but he's beaten people that Oliveira has lost to, such as Max Holloway, different people that he's fought. He has something that you could criticize compared to Poirier, who has, they both close their gaps, because he's come a long way as well, Oliveira. So, I don't know. What do you think? What do you say about this?
I was trying to figure out which one I go based off of, and of course I'm going to check out the most recent fights. So Oliveira versus Chandler, I saw the hole in Oliveira's game when Chandler caught him. So that's what I think. I feel like Dustin's going to have way more power, and he's going to follow through with that. And I don't think Dustin is not going to be dumb enough to sink in. If he sees Charles Oliveira recover, Dustin's going to back up. He's not going to lose focus. He's not going to get sloppy. So I believe we've seen Dustin almost rock before in a hooker fight. He had his composure.
And recently.
Yep. And usually, like, what I notice when Dustin does get a little hurt, he tries going for a takedown. I just hope he doesn't try that with Oliveira, but
uppercut.
Whatever Dustin plans out, I feel like he knows ahead. Like, Oliveira's a good black belt.
Yeah, Oliveira, he's good, but so Dustin's has a good ground game as well. I think it's gonna depend on who tags each other first and hits that one that changes the fight, because I believe either of them are gonna have to. I almost believe that the first person who catches the other person, if they don't finish it, like you were saying, it's over for either. I believe if
Oliveira
catches
has
him
that
and
chance.
doesn't, and if Oliveira also catches him but doesn't finish it, man, that's just gonna feed Dustin into the fire that, oh, I'm already here. I got this over with. It ain't happening again. Same with Oliveira. So I believe like the first person who gets caught is either gonna be the one who wins or is gonna lose because they caught him and they didn't finish him. They had their chance, and that's how good these guys are. That if you give them that chance and let them know that they got hit by everything, you can't do nothing. It's going to really come down to that. Let's just go over their records. So Oliveira has 31 wins, 8 losses, while Dustin Poirier has 28 wins and 6 losses and 1 no contest. Both of them have 1 no contest. But basically, man, look at that. Look how much like this fight really can't get any better. I really feel like this is the best fight. I wouldn't even want to see no other fights. This is like my favorite one because I think Oliveira, his precision, his like he's just so good at the basics, and he's just so crisp. And I think he's more crisp than Dustin Poirier with his striking, with his ground game.
Definitely,
everything.
he's more sharper. He's more patient. He doesn't throw too much hits like Dustin. Yeah. Dustin will slug it out with you, but Oliveira, he'll throw 1-2 at a time, but he will time it so perfectly where if you run into that, you're either getting knocked down or you're knocked out. And that's what's scaring me for Dustin. I hope Dustin keeps his guard up high because Oliveira does sneak in elbows here and there, and it gets really tricky.
All right, are we done with the main card?
Yeah, that's for the main card.
To say about that?
I'm just excited for the Dustin Oliveira fight.
Yeah, can't wait. And there's going to be so much more going over this. Going to be watching it from beginning to the end for all the fights. It's going to be crazy. I'm going to be pretty nervous, honestly. I mean, that's basically it. That's what we have for Domino MMA. We have some stuff coming. If you guys have any questions or anything you could throw at us that you would want to see maybe the next fight, depending. So if you guys have some fights that you guys are looking into and you want us to look at, just let us know. Follow our Instagram, like you said earlier, Domino_MMA. You could message us, let us know, any fighters, anything. Just give us a shout.
Yep, definitely. We'll catch you in the next one. We'll follow up on the follow-up after the fight's over.
Yep. And then don't forget, tune in, go to the Instagram page, look at our parlays. We're going to be putting them up Friday before the fight. Put your bets in. You don't even have to bet that much. We're not going to do all that. We're going to separate the money, right? We're going to do $5 parlays basically on the whole card. And a $5 parlay, you know what that could pay you out? Thousands of dollars if you hit the whole card. Thousands of dollars if you hit the whole
even
card.
If you hit like 8 fights. Eight fights could be like a $900 payout with $5. Yeah.
$5.
It's crazy.
Just watch. We're gonna be doing a lot of those. Our main money, our big money, not $5 bets. $50 to $100 bets per parlay per fight. That's going to be the ones that we're more confident on. These ones are for fun, and basically like if you hit it, it's going to be crazy. But that's our goal. I think my goal for the next couple fights is to hit a whole card parlay. I don't care if I put $1. I might put 5 different $1 parlays.
We just want to show you guys that this research, and then just seeing how these fighters interact and how they fight, it could pay off a load some.
Yeah, and if you know a couple, like say, what is it on this card? Maybe, 5, 10, probably like 12, 13 fights. If you, even if you do the 8, if you know that you did your due diligence and look through it and pick 4 of them, and the next 4 are kind of, iffy, hey, you just switch all those 4 around and you go through the what's called and put $1 parlay. I mean, it doesn't have to be $1, but let's say you have $50 to spend and you whatever, go throw it in $5 on big parlays like that. You might hit one and make $1,000 off of $20. And if you really like fighting, you're going to be able to get into it and have, just a good time looking at these different outcomes and what could happen and understanding it, going through it. And then if you can make some money and even, almost hype yourself up, because you're going to be like, man, you're either going to have a really good day or a really bad day, or,
or it could just even out. You could break even.
Yep. I think, that's a big one. Also, if you do the right picks, I believe not worst case scenario, obviously you could lose your money, but if you do it the right way and make the right, amount of money and calculations on how you're going to spend your money and what the payouts are, a good percentage is that you'll break even, as long as one of the parlays hit. One of them. That's all you need to search for. But let's close this out. Domino MMA. We'll see you guys soon. We'll let you guys see the picks. We're out. Nate Diaz.